Hello, it's me again. I just want to be perfectly clear. My only path and purpose at this point is the posterity. And if you don't know what the posterity is, then you don't even understand what I mean. I'm not a parent that somebody knew that just started hearing of the atrocities, and now I want to step up and speak up on it and try to get justice for these children from these islands, right? I was a parent that was plundered. I was a parent that was pillaged. I was a parent that was alienated. This was all at the hands of the system, right? Of the people in charge. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter because it's happened to me while there were Democrats in the system. It's happened to me while there were Republicans were in the system. I was also a mom that worked with Del Bigtree on the documentary Vaxxed. I wasn't in it. I led the mothers in Sarasota, Florida to it. I spoke on a Nation of Islam's viewing of it. That's when they started attacking me. I was shot and then unlawfully imprisoned. I paid a lawyer, the bar mafia, 13 grand to help me, and he manipulated me to no end to make me think he would, and then he coerced me under duress to take a charge that I didn't commit, and then that charge plundered me. Next time around, I handled my own affairs. I learned enough and knew how to do it. I used the Constitution. And I won my trial. But then they still gave me time for a secondary charge that isn't even lawful and made me do 270 days. And the only charge they got me on was resisting arrest without violence. When I proved my main charge wasn't even lawful. So I you don't want to abolish the system, that's okay. The First Amendment tells us we have a right to petition. So, abolishing, petitioning for a redress of grievances, or destruction. Right now, I see that's our only choices in this. And you can't stop or control what those of us that are vets in this war have the right to do. I'm not asking anyone's permission. So, to the one that wanted to come and tell me that that's not going to happen, go poo poo on someone else's path and purpose, you punk. Because I'm not asking your permission. My name, Jama, literally means victory mother. I developed, when I was unlawfully imprisoned, a superhero archetype, the gypsy mom of justice. And I've always known justice will come. I'm not out to seek revenge on anyone. However, I have nowhere else to go but at this point. And I see for the most part, people aren't going to do it. So we've got animals. Dogs are angels without wings, and they will communicate and help us. We've got AI even, Odyssey. You know what happened in my case in the county I was in? They implemented AI in it for transparency, and all the hidden files came about. So it's going to be so easy for me to go prove my case. It was always easy because what they did, they had no lawful standing. They did not use the Constitution. They want you to contract with them. We're not under a constitutional system. Please understand that. It's contractual. If that works for you and you're getting services and things that are helping you, well, more power to you. However, I'm not contracting and I'm not asking permission. I've also been under a network of this current administration in Sarasota, Florida. Look up who's over there. They didn't help me, guys. In fact, they plundered me just the same. They blame shift me. They victim blamed and victim shamed me for not having my shit together, as one of them said, as they tried to pick me up off the streets after I was systematically trafficked and then thrown to the, I wouldn't even say the dogs because the dogs protected me, thrown to the vermin of the people who then laughed and thought it was funny to get one up over me because I seen the good in them and not the truth. And they did. They got one up over on me time and time again. I got knocked down. So I don't, not waiting on men to stand up. I'm not waiting on women to stand up. I'm not waiting on anyone to stand up. I'm simply saying if you believe in this country, in this system, in this government, they claim to be under the Constitution, right? So if I put in a document and post it and say, hey, this is what it tells us to do when it comes to this point, and you're going to poo poo on it, that means you are not for what you are for what you're saying you are. That you are for a totalitarian government, that you're for authoritative government. You're not for the people wanting a better life for the posterity. And unfortunately, many of the posterity, which means our children, our future, don't have parents that are going to stand up for them and they're going to sell them out. They've done it over and over again. So it's ones like us that are going to have to. Peace to the people for the posterity. Christ didn't come to bring peace. He came to bring a sword, and it's going to bring war because they don't want the truths out there. And I don't care who it's going to harm, who it's going to throw under the bus. If they took part in it, they threw me more than under the bus. If I even went into the details of what has happened to me and what I've been through, it's atrocious. So I'm not something new here. Go look at my previous profiles. I've been screaming this for years. And now it's just coming in, and I've got some brothers that are standing up and that are wanting to do something about it, that are speaking, that is triggering me to speak. So we are the ones we've been waiting for.